My kids are addicted to grass. Lemongrass, that is. No, this is weirdly a flavor discovery that we have made in our house. My kids are obsessed with it, and I'm gonna show you how I've been using it lately, other than to, you know, scratch my back and stuff. I did not buy this lemongrass with the intention of giving it to my children. I bought this because I wanted to do something with lemongrass. And then, like little junkies, I caught them in the kitchen just like sniffing this lemongrass. And like, they're totally right to do so. This stuff smells amazing. And it was a total accident that I discovered that this super simple stir-fry braise based on a true story dish would be a huge hit. So this dish is loosely based on, this is so stupid looking. God, I hate modern society. Look at this, just a brick of chicken. Loosely based on Vietnamese clay pot catfish. I don't know how humans could come up with this, but it's basically like in a caramel sauce of deeply browned sugar or palm sugar or brown sugar with fish sauce. And I know that sounds crazy to some people who haven't had it, but it's like, it's spectacularly delicious. It's somewhere between that and 3 Cup Chicken, which is a Taiwanese dish of sesame oil, sugar, Thai basil, chicken, soy sauce. It's just really aromatic. It's all of these kind of like bright, lemony, citrusy aromas and flavors without any citrus in it. Super, super umami from fish sauce and nice and sweet for the kids. So I'm gonna start with chicken. Who would have thunk that our chicken dish was going to start with chicken? These are chicken thighs, my preferred cut of chicken generally, but especially for this dish because it's not a stir fry. It's not quick cooking. It's not quite a braise because we're not just sort of letting it simmer forever and ever. It's somewhere in between, and you know, whether it's thighs or drumsticks, the dark meat is the appropriate meat for this. So, and then just gonna season this with savory salt. You don't have to, you can use regular salt and whatever, like a little onion powder, garlic powder, MSG, something that's gonna give it like that nice, warm umami base. So I'm cooking this in a Dutch oven today. At home, I would probably do this in the donabe, but you can do this in a Dutch oven. You can do this in a wok. You can do it in a donabe. You can do it in any sort of heavy bottomed large pot. Get the chicken going. So like a clay pot catfish, I think generally has chili in it, which we're not gonna do. Instead, we're gonna do a little bell pepper, the mildest of the chilies. So we're not gonna get the spice from a proper, you know, hit of chili or Thai chili or anything in here. But we'll get some of that rootin' tootin', fresh and fruitin' flavor of this junior chili. This is like chili for kids. We're gonna use garlic. This garlic is past its prime, as I will demonstrate by opening it and showing you that it's started to grow itself a little green stem, which you don't want really. So we're gonna just pluck that little, a little ginger. This is palm sugar, so palm sugar is derived from any palm tree. It's from the sap of the palm flowers. It's different than regular sugar in flavor. It is like, I would say it's just like more like eating a candy. It's not butterscotch, even though it has that color. It might just be sort of like psychosomatic, but it's definitely not just like neutral sweet. It has flavor to it. If you don't have this, brown sugar is totally fine, but you need to sort of break this up. You can find this in Southeast Asian markets, Thai markets, Lao markets, Vietnamese markets. All right, that might honestly, it's also much less sweet than granulated sugar or brown sugar, so that might not be enough. What am I doing? It's like burning this chicken up here. All right, so I got my little chicken chunks getting a little color, but I'm gonna speed this up a little bit. in with our bell pepper. Let's throw the ginger in there. Whatever, let's throw it all in there. And just sweat it a little bit. But I want to talk about lemongrass for a second, because I'm only half joking. I'm not joking at all, really, about the way my kids fell in love with this, with lemongrass. They were really just obsessed with sniffing it, because it is just this like beautiful lemony flavor, and it was super exciting for me. I love those moments where you're feeding your kids something and you're not sure if it's gonna work, and 65% of the time it doesn't work, but then they take to something new. And if you're a parent, or if you're just trying to figure this out for yourself, whatever, like those moments of discovery and sort of like finding something new you love are really few and far between. It makes me really, really happy as a parent when I can find that for my kids. The thing to worry about is like not getting overexcited about it and then just starting to like overdo it and just doing lemongrass everything. But, maybe your kids will like it, maybe they won't. Here, what I'm doing right now is I don't like lemongrass is pretty tough, even if you pull off the exterior, even if you just use kind of the tender part, it's still a little tough for my liking when it's sort of chopped up into the food. So typically for me, I leave it whole or just kind of break it and get the flavor out of it and then pluck these out of the food so I don't have little bits of tough lemongrass in my food. So I'm gonna throw these in too. And like I said, this is not a one-to-one Vietnamese catfish. This is not a one-to-one 3 cup chicken. It is just the thing my kids like. Before you get mad at me for breaking rank with the authentic dish, come to my house and feed my children for me, and then tell me what I should be doing over here. We're gonna let this hang out for a second. Now, as always, great opportunity to hit that like button, subscribe button, watch a commercial, pick your nose, pick your butt. Just pick something for a second while I cook this, okay? Just leave me alone. All that browning is good. Giving that lemongrass a little time to spread its delightful aroma, good. Sweating down some peppers, good. Let's add the sugar. So this is all that palm sugar that I laboriously chopped for you all. Do you think I could pull off y'all? I want the true feedback from you, not from you, Ira, from you, the viewer, or you. I don't want to hear from you either. I want to know whether you all think I'm pulling it off when I say y'all. I want a little teeny weeny bit of chicken bouillon, just to up that chicken flavor a little bit. A bunch of fish sauce. Now, which brand of fish sauce do you like, Chris? Which kind do you think I like? What I'm using. There are a number of fish sauces out there. When I was younger, when I first started cooking, everybody swore by the Three Crabs brand or the squid brand, and like the difference really is these fish sauces are just, it is a bunch of anchovies, a bunch of salt, and a bunch of thyme, and like not thyme as in the herb from France, T-I-M-E, waiting and patience, and you end up with really delicious fish sauce. They've only gotten better and better, and so there are lots out there. Anyway, a little soy sauce too. Just a little hint of rice wine vinegar. And let's see what we're looking at here. This is remarkably salty. So let me tone it down with some water. It's also not sweet enough. So I'm gonna add more sugar. This time I ran out of palm sugar, so now it's a big old handful of brown sugar. I got over eager with the soy sauce because frankly, I wanted this to be darker colored, which I should have just used dark soy sauce. Better. Okay, so I'm gonna let this simmer for 7.5 minutes. Just until the chicken is tender. I wish I hadn't put so much soy sauce in here, but it's gonna be fine. And honestly, if I wanna thicken this sauce, I might add a little cornstarch. We'll find out in just a minute. So this sauce, this is a show where we tell the truth, right? It's too thin, because I had to thin it out a little bit, because I got a little aggressive with the fish sauce and soy sauce. I want to thicken it a little bit. My kids like a sauce, a little more body. So I made a little slurry using the wrong spoon. And I'm just gonna add a little, and when that comes to a boil, the sauce will thicken. So as we're waiting for that, we were talking a little bit about the idea of fish sauce and kids, and I realize a blind spot for me is I assume your kids are gonna be chill with fish sauce when they might not be. They might not be chill, especially with the name, terrible branding. Like, is it a sauce for fish? Is it a sauce made of fish? It is the latter, but it is not the best name. And on its own, like, I'm not gonna lie, smelling fish sauce, just taking a big, deep, I mean, I love it, I don't know. I was gonna say it's bad, but just like, It's stinky cheese. It smells exactly like a stinky Taleggio cheese or something. And I know it can be a little intimidating, and if your kids smell that on its own, they're gonna reject it for sure. And I don't know what to tell you. So the truth is my kids have been eating fish sauce since as long as they've been eating, anything, any taste of food that I have made for them, because it's been in the background. It's not been quite such a forward flavor as it will be in something like this, where it's the primary seasoning. But fish sauce is bottled umami. And if you like Worcestershire sauce, that is fish sauce. If you like a Caesar salad, that is pounded up anchovies. That is basically made of fish sauce too. It is just this rich, super umami flavor that adds so much. And is really is irreplaceable. Like, if soy sauce is some version of it, soy sauce has like so much umami, is salty. That's the gateway to fish sauce. But my advice is, if you can catch them early enough, like you're just like integrated in and not make such a big thing out of it. But I fully understand if like that's too aggressive. There's no different way to make this. I have no advice for you, but delicious. I get some rice. I forgot rice. I should say, when it comes to fish sauce, like, it's not just about like, oh, kids need adjusting. Like, I'm sure it's an aggressive or intimidating thing for a lot of adults too, who didn't grow up eating fish sauce, or who have, are sort of put off by seafood or anything like that. And when it comes to that, like, that's sheerly a matter of, do you want to get better at eating? I don't mean that in like a mean way, and I don't mean that in a judgy way. I mean that literally. I remember talking to my wife about this when she went to college. She didn't eat. She was very picky. She was not somebody who. She had her favorite things and that was it. She is world class at eating now. What's just below world class? Professional. If you want to like fish sauce, if you want to acquire that taste, then put a little bit in like your tomato sauce. Put a little bit in your pot roast. Put a little bit in any like braise or salad dressing or anything where it's just gonna add that background complexity and umami, and you're not gonna notice it It's not gonna taste fishy. It's not gonna taste like fish sauce smells, but it's gonna elevate your food. It's gonna make it that much more complex and delicious and rich. And eventually you will work your way to fish sauce caramel. Speaking of which, this is top of the charts in the Ying household right now. Lemongrass chicken with rice is all the kids ask for these days. Personally, I'm getting sick of it, but it's really, really, really good. So, I already told you I overdid it with the seasoning on that sauce, but that's what rice is for. Rice neutralizes that over-saltedness, and like, it is so aromatic. It is that lemongrass thing. Honestly, when I serve it to the kids, I'll show you, I serve it. They insist on getting one of these little stalks so they can just be like, take a smell and then eat it. I swear to God, my kids are bizarre. But maybe yours are too. And if they are, hopefully this recipe will help you get them fed because it's a smash. It's a smash hit. It's the #1 single. It is a real banger in our house right now. So hopefully this helps you win your next mealtime. If not, come back and I'll show you something else. Talk to you soon.